I'm Tom. I spend most of my time parenting.
Or TikTok with Faye Brookes.
Or TikToking with Faye Brookes on the streets of Cirencester.
So this is a podcast with a difference today. We've got Pomeranians and we've got Tomeranian.
There we go.
And Faye.
So
both welcome to day one of Constellations at the Barn Theatre. You're here doing a bit of a media day in advance of rehearsals next week. Yeah. So just tell us a little bit about what you've been getting up to.
What haven't we done? We've done interviews. We've done TikToks.
We've done a photo shoot.
The photo shoot was cringe.
A very disciplined photo shoot.
So disciplined.
With good behaviour.
Showing exactly what rehearsals are going to be like, which I'm really looking forward to now that we've instantly got on and having a laugh, because the piece is quite heavy at times. And I think it's great that we're just really getting to know each other in a fun way, so that when we get into those situations or we're having a tough day, we can have a bit of a laugh about it. Mm-hmm. And that's what it has been felt like today, like a bit of a team effort. Everyone's kind of getting stuck in, and we're picking apart the show and giving people at home an inside scoop as to what the piece is about.
Well, a glimpse into our world.
Well, let's talk about that, because this is not a linear, straightforward play.
Not at all.
So give the audience a bit of a sense. Don't give away the plot, but it's a show with a bit of a difference, right?
Yeah, it's not as a straightforward linear narrative as you might expect. It's got kind of scenic moments that change. Is multiverse a good word?
Multiverse is a great word.
It's a current word, isn't it?
I've always sort of described it like Sliding Doors, the film with Gwyneth Paltrow. You're okay there, Ben?
Yeah, so we've got it's a collection of scenes that are mostly chronological. There's some times where we jump around the timeline a little bit, but what happens along the way is that we discover that different decisions or different moments lead to different outcomes. So the scenes and the play evolve alongside the audience's viewing experience.
But ultimately, it's a story about two people who fall in love.
Simple.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the core of it.
Yeah.
And I keep saying this, they're just destined to be together. That's what I love about it.
Mm.
Yeah, no matter what those outcomes in the scenes are, those little changes and twists and turns, no matter what happens there, the kind of the through line, your fate is sort of set, no matter what.
And so what's your character? What does he do? What's his name?
My character's name is Roland.
It's a strong name.
It's a really strong name. When I said to my dad, I was at home over the weekend in Leeds, and I said I was playing the character of Roland, and he said, "Oh, you're not a Roland." So that was
brilliant. Thanks, Dad.
Let's unpick that. So your relationship with your dad.
So it's almost like when he said, "You're not an actor" as well.
Seeing my first. What dad hasn't said that to any child.
And what does Roland do?
Roland's a beekeeper. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a beekeeper extraordinaire. Well, not extraordinaire, but he's a beekeeper, and he does make a living from it.
I think he is, because he's making a living, and that's rare.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting combination of people, because your character is
Marianne, and I'm a physicist. I work at Sussex University, and she's so clever. Mm-hmm. She scares me.
So when it comes to physics, Faye, so what's your favourite theorem?
Great question.
String theory.
Oh, okay, interesting. So this whole piece is a theatrical sort of presentation of string theory.
Yes.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about what string theory is?
String theory is actually possibly the gap between general relativity, I nearly said that wrong, and quantum mechanics.
Okay, but what is that?
I'll see you next week. It's a real learning curve, though, because I've never stepped into a character that at first you kind of go, I can put a little bit of me in this and I'm going to be able to relate to it.
Yeah.
There are obviously elements to her personality and the way she expresses herself, especially her funny side, I love. She's very quick, she's kind of very direct, she's very forthcoming with you, and
naturally,
when it comes to her being science-minded, it is like I have gone back to school and I'm back in a lesson and I'm having to teach myself what a bloody molecule. Or can I say that? Sorry.
Yeah, you can say whatever.
Can I say, what
bloody molecule? You said
what a bloody molecule is, or an atom, or all about gravity and the Big Bang. Bloody gravity.
So when you prepare yourself for a role and you've got stuff in there that you go, I don't really know what that means. How do you approach that?
Genuinely, I want to take my mind to a place of understanding, so that when I'm saying those lines on stage, at least I've made sense of it, so I'm not being the biggest faker and pretending I know what I'm talking about. So there is a bit of research. There is definitely me trying to break it down to make sense for myself. It's a lot of maybe definitely going back to like school days, where you're having to like pick out the words that I do say in the play and thinking, how did I get to that thought by coming up with the fact that, well, science is telling me this, but this is what she thinks about science, and her as a physicist, it's different to being a scientist as well. So I've had to go down that route. So I'm kind of just delving into that world now. I'm sure we're going to be picking a lot more when it comes to rehearsals, because it's just evolving and it's happening really quickly, and I'm scared.
And we have quite a lot of bees in the Cotswolds. Will you be sort of trying to do some method and getting yourself down?
I'll probably buy some local honey.
Yeah. It's good for the sort
do you
of
know
the allergies and things.
Cirencester local honey? It's really good.
Is it really?
It's really
Are
good.
we plugging it on
I'm
the pod?
going to get you
It's
some.
actually sponsoring the show.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to get you some.
Okay, thank you. That'd be
Welcome to the Cotswolds
that'd be a
gift.
nice press night present.
Sure.
Sampling many honeys.
I f***ing love honey. Oh, it's a line from the play. So sorry.
I don't recognise that line.
We can beep it, can't we? We can beep it.
It is her first line that she says to you, because she can't believe you're a beekeeper. And then she says, I effing love honey.
There you go. So an
It's a match
adult
made in
show,
heaven.
we're going to have to put a trigger warning.
Trigger warning on that.
Yeah, are we saying this is for kids?
I think it's like teens. I think
Yeah.
it's teens upwards. But it'd be interesting to know, because you guys have both had an incredibly diverse career from stage to screen. Approaching a show like this, when it's not a full ensemble big musical, or it's not a soap opera, and you've got just each other to rely on, and that's why I'm sort of thrilled, even though you're sort of kissing my wife for 7 weeks. It's
You guys are married. Sorry.
I'm kind of thrilled that you kick off, you get that chemistry, and then actually you've got somebody solid to rely on for the whole period.
Yeah. And I think it's nice that we've both got, as well as the TV stuff, we've both got a theatre background as well. So we in terms of understanding the world of what's expected in the rehearsal room, how we're going to work with each other and stuff like that. It should be it should be a fairly straightforward process, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Good to know. I'm a terrible kisser, just so you know. Really, really bad. So
I was dared to bring up that in this interview, and I managed to get that's going to be the TikTok reel, right?
It took 10 kisses in the audition.
We're gonna have to do that again.
Do you know how many men I saw that day?
But in terms of to bring it back to some degree of professionalism. No, it's good. It's good that we've got that variety of experience, I think. Can
I just say, I love that you're a northerner. I just love that I've got a fellow northerner with me on stage. I think it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, and do you know what? The thing I love about the barn and its audience is that you guys, even though you're known in the industry, you're known to a wider public, Cirencester will see you as one of their own now. So you might be sort of northerners, but you'll be known, like when you walk around the streets after you've done the show, you're going to get stopped in the marketplace and say, from people saying, I saw you on the stage the other day, and you will be temporary Cirencestrians, I guess. Well, you kind of are anyway.
I definitely am.
So I shouldn't scream, no eye contact, don't touch me.
You can do that, but they'll just make them want it more.
They will. You'll be teasing them, Tom.
Yeah. So guys, this is a sharp and short little intro. They get to meet you for the first time.
I hope we're making a good impression, because
I think you're making a wonderful impression.
We have not stopped laughing. We can't get a word in. Anyway.
Yeah, but what is it that you guys want to bring to this production interview? What if you could achieve one thing with this? What is it that you want to achieve?
What did I say? Was it about connection?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I think just because it's quite a human play,
Mm-hmm.
it's maybe a silly thing to say, but it feels like it's a really human play in terms of what the characters do and go through. It's just a love story. It's two people that meet, that want to be together, and then they go through the trials and tribulations of that. So, with some adversity along the way. So I feel like just connecting with the audience, having a human experience, something that people can relate to. It's got a bumpy journey of ups and downs, so there's some really funny moments, but there's also some really poignant moments too. It's just going on that journey together, and hopefully it'll connect with and be recognisable to people, and hopefully it'll just be kind of a moving experience for us all, so that by the end we've done a little journey together each evening.
Absolutely.
Tune in, Barn Theatre Science.
I'm Faye.
Oh, I just wanted him to answer because he answered it so well earlier. I love the idea of just being at the barn and making my debut on this stage. I've been waiting for this day, and the fact that Tom is performing for the first time at the barn as well is brilliant. So we're sharing that honour, but bringing this piece to the barn. It's such a beautiful, sincere, I feel like there's moments that are really vulnerable, and this space is so intimate. It's perfect, as if it's nice, written for the barn. And so with that, I kind of really want, from the moment that we open, you know, at the start of the show, for them to be with us the whole time, because it's a journey. And yes, there's going to be many twists and turns, and I hope I've got your back and you've got mine, and we'll just go on it together. And there might be hiccups along the way, who knows? But I really want them to come with us from the very beginning to the, you know, to the end of the show.
The one who's not mentioned, the other key to this puzzle, Jess Daniels.
Yes.
Who's that?
I'm so excited about working with Jess. She's done a project here before as well.
So Jess has directed a few things for us at the barn. She initially came in 2019 to do the Butterfly Lion. Was it 2019 or 2018, the Butterfly Lion?
Was that the Michael Morpurgo?
And she's just such an incredibly inventive, honest, actually a simple director. I love tech, as you may have seen walking around this place, and she will go out of her way to not take on a technical solution. She wants a theatrical solution to a problem, which actually we've just found a thing with that we can solve a lot of the problems that with a small theatre by throwing a technological solution to them. But if I was as clever as Jess, I'd have found a theatrical solution for them. And that's why I think she's perfect for this piece. And I just can't wait to see what she brings to the party. And I love that, you know, the barn's been such a, has got such a story with Jess. Butterfly Line, then we a new piece of work called The Mozart Question, which she then got nominated for a UK Theatre Award for. And I think that this could take it to the next level. This is such a challenging piece. She doesn't have all the bells and whistles like you do with a big ensemble, actor, musicians.
Yeah, we were saying there's no place to hide.
There's no place to hide, but for her as well. So it's going to be exciting. So what's your... Do we know anything about the rehearsal process? Or what has she asked you guys to do in advance?
She did say don't come knowing everything off book, which for me as an actor, that is something I've never really done before, and I'm not meant to sound like an idiot when I say that.
But Corrie, you have to sort of
course you have to be ready, you have to be prepared. I think it was just something that was drilled into me from a very young age, is to show up knowing what you're doing.
So you'd know all your lines on the cobbles
for every single time.
How was it for you? Were you good with lines?
Come on Tommy, come on.
I'm less disciplined in that sense. No, I'm not. I tend to try and know things as best as I possibly can.
But with this piece, because it's quite difficult, and I do think we're going to learn a lot through the rehearsal process. Maybe that's a blessing in disguise, that we're not married to the way that we're saying it.
I'm really interested in seeing, because you've got the words, but there's a very, very particular language of this piece, which can be defined in so many ways, whether that's sort of a lighting transition, as we are doing those skips in time, or different chain reaction of events playing out. Or you can do what Jess will probably do, which is to simplify it to the point where you just don't even notice anything, but something has changed. And that's the big variable on this, is she's not giving away any secrets at this point. She's not told you.
Oh, she totally has. She's kept it all quite...
I've seen a set design, which is looking fantastic.
Why have you not shown me any of this?
Because there's a time and a place.
Is it the spaceship that I asked for?
It is. Yeah, with little dinosaurs
alien
everywhere, just to trigger you. That's a reference to the kids.
Yes, small children and dinosaurs.
Well, guys, this is going to be a journey, and I think we should do this and sit down at various points through the whole thing.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You're heading off to London to rehearse next week. We just can't wait to hear how it all goes, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Me too.